Welcome to yet another episode of Shortcast Over Coffee. Asia Cup is going on and the ICC Cricket World Cup is about to start. So I thought I'll bring you the story behind the Asia Cup and the 1987 World Cup. Let's go back to the year 1983. India was about to play West Indies in the historic World Cup final. A gentleman named Siddhartha Shankar Ray, a former education minister of India, happened to be in England for a private visit. He was a huge cricket fan himself and was friends with the then BCCI president N.K.P. Salve. By the way, one of the biggest one-day tournaments in India is named after N.K.P. Salve. So he rings up Salve because he so badly wants to be in Lord's for the final. It could be history, right? It was, as it turned out. His desire wasn't going to turn into reality, though. Getting tickets at Lord's wasn't all that straightforward, as N.K.P. Salve's request was turned down by the MCC. The reason they said was frustrating. You see, Lord's works a little differently from other venues. Some of the most premier seats are reserved for MCC members just by the virtue of their membership. And guess what? On the day of the final, plenty of seats were empty. And why? Because England was not even playing in the final, so most of the members decided not to show up. This was frustrating to Salve, and he decided that the power center of cricket needed to be moved from England. Till that point, 3 World Cups had been organized, all hosted by England. So Salve got together with the then chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board, Air Chief Marshal Noor Khan, to bring the World Cup to the subcontinent. The PCB chairman had no problem saying yes, because even he had been in similar situations with the MCC. The road was pretty challenging though. See, in the 1980s, the landscape of cricket administration was very different from what it is today. Chairman of the MCC automatically became the head of the International Cricket Council, or ICC. Moreover, England and Australia held veto powers within ICC, which allowed them to reject proposals from the Asian bloc, without an explanation even. So the Board of Control for Cricket in India had neither financial nor the political clout, as you see today. The Sri Lankan Cricket Board was very weak at that time. Sri Lanka only got a test status in 1981 and could offer little to no financial assistance. So it fell upon India and Pakistan to collaborate. So Salve partnered with businessman Jagmohan Dalmia and sent a proposal to the ICC. ICC wasn't too excited about this, but there was a clever strategy in the proposal. They proposed that the Cricket World Cup be held on a rotation basis, with the 1987 one be held in India and the 1992 one be held in Australia. This could help bring them Australia in their favor too. The Australian Cricket Board gave secret consent to India and Pakistan and agreed to vote in favor of this and not veto. With this, they established the India-Pakistan Joint Management Committee with N.K.P. Salve as the lead. But it wasn't over. The next major hurdle was the voting system. Some of the votes were for test-playing nations, while the others were for associate nations. It was known that 40% of ICC revenue went to the associate nations, and this was an opening that Salve saw. He then made a game-changing move by offering the associate nations 4 times the revenue and 5 times the revenue for test-playing nations. This offer was hard to resist and tilted the voting balance in his favor. And what happened? The India-Pakistan proposal won 16-12. So the 1987 World Cup was going to be held in India. But those days, one-day cricket matches were 60 overs long. Due to shorter days in the subcontinent, the English said that the light conditions wouldn't be great for the World Cup in India and Pakistan. That's when they all came together and held the 1984 Rothmans Asia Cup in Sharjah and showed that if the overs were reduced to 50, it could actually work. Just 8 months before the World Cup, England introduced security concerns, even hinting at a potential withdrawal due to political tensions between India and Pakistan. But that didn't happen, and both the 1984 Asia Cup and the 1987 World Cup were a huge success. Several things came out of this. Sharjah became one of the biggest neutral venues. Asia Cup became one of the most prestigious tournaments. One-day cricket was now 50 overs. I'll be back with another episode. Till then, peace.